It's Madden NFL 22 on EA Sports. And tonight's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Browns and the Falcons on Monday night.
The final playoff push is upon us. It's week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. On first down, Farr, and he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Oh, no chance.
The numbers for him from a week ago: 22 carries, 74 yards.
And we all know he had a big workload last week, so I'm eager to see if they decide to back him off a little bit. Personally, I hand it to him 20-plus times again. When a running back's locked in like he is, I want him to keep touching the football.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. Now it's Darnold. Looking there for Pitts, but intercepted. Ricardo Allen with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. And now Matthews couldn't really tell what happened there defensively, but he's still down. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Nick Chubb, former prep and collegiate star here in this state at Georgia. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead him to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
1st and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. They go play action. Mayfield. Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. John Ross with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Browns have taken the early lead. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no return here for White. It'll be a touchback. Sam Darnold leading the offense out for their next possession. And he'll look to rebound from the early interception that led to 6 points the other way.
And when he threw the interception and he had to come to the sideline, I guarantee his first thought wasn't about the interception itself, but what could result. And I know he was thinking to himself, come on, defense, bail me out. Well, they weren't able to in this situation. Now he's got to go out and atone for it himself, but he can't force things.
On first down, it's Darnold. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. Following the interception, Mayfield. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. So, CD, you talk about this football team, some of the whispers and reports, the social media posts, they hint at a locker room that's splintered, badly splintered. There was talk earlier, some guys might walk away entirely, but that hasn't happened, however, at least to this point.
No, and sometimes some of that talk is just that, talk. I mean, guys often say, that's it, I'm out of here, and then they realize, I'm not ready to retire yet. What am I going to do now? And they're really ready to come back and dive back in. In fact, we've got guys who are wearing gold jackets in the Hall of Fame. They talked about retirement the last 6-7 years of their careers, so that's not always real. And sometimes you just have to go ahead and ride it out. And this is an opportunity now for everyone in this locker room to move forward.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. Mayfield off the play fake. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. John Ross with his second touchdown of this opening quarter. And the Browns are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now, you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no return here for White. It'll be a touchback. Sam Darnold leading the offense out for their next possession. Bottom line, he's got to figure things out. He's completed 3 passes, but 2 of them have been to the wrong team so far.
And when we talk about the best quarterbacks, we're usually talking about touchdown to interception ratio, aren't we? And 2-to-1 is acceptable, but the top line guys, 3-to-1 or better is what they're looking for. Now we're talking about interceptions versus completions. That's not a ratio should ever be in any discussion.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this one is incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. A tough challenge here in this one. We'll see if he can duplicate the numbers on your screen that he put up last week, up over 100 and a touchdown.
We were watching tape to prepare for this game. One thing you noted that I totally agree with, great complimentary piece in the last game. You know, they're able to throw it pretty well. He ran it exceptionally, and they hope to continue that same formula in this game.
Complimentary with an E, not an I.
That's my English teacher right there.
Mayfield on play action. Man open, that's Anthony Schwartz. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big connection on that one. 30 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. He finds the speedster Ross. That's complete. And he is going to have a Browns 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there. And it's 2nd down. 2nd and 10. Play fake. Mayfield. Throwing left side, it's complete. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. On that catch, he's already eclipsed 100 yards here in the 1st quarter. Charles, he's on pace for over 400.
And playing with great confidence, isn't he? I think he probably had it coming into the game, and now that he's really come out of the gate this strongly, How'd you like to be in the huddle with him right now? You know he's demanding the
Give me the
football.
ball.
And guess what? I throw it to him. He's having a fantastic game, and they haven't defended him yet.
And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Nick Chubb. Touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Browns add on to their lead. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And it's now 21-0. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And Nick Chubb the one to finish it off as he does so with a touchdown run. And no return here for White. It'll be a touchback. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they are back to 500 on the year. Got the win last weekend. And it's one that kept their playoff hopes alive.
And if you do have those hopes, 500 is not where you want to be at this point of the year. Now, we know they battled through some rough patches this season, so it now comes down to how they're going to finish. Not out of it. Can't afford any more missteps, though.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. Make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. 3rd and long, it's Darnold. And Darnold got to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown. McLaughlin for the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And no return here for White. It'll be a touchback. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy
under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down. Jadeveon Clowney, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Darnold. They find some open field here. And all the way down to the 35. A big play there on the catch and run. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. And to give this time to the tailback. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. To throw is Darnold. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. The Falcons on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 9. Back to throw, Darnold. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. So out now comes the field goal unit for the Falcons. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. Rohrwasser's kick is good. And that drops a deficit from 28 to 25. So the 3rd drives the charm. They are on the board, albeit with just a field goal.
Yeah, 3 points from 3 drives. That's not going to win you a whole lot of football games. Hopefully the fact they were able to move the ball a little bit can wake up their offense.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
John Ross and the rest of the offense heading back onto the field. We're in the 2nd quarter. He already has 2 touchdowns. We know how good he is. That's well documented. How do you contain him?
We know he's a nightmare. So in this situation, I would go ahead and double him, maybe even have a 3rd person in the area, and try and dissuade them from throwing him the football. Make someone else beat me for a while, because I don't know that their talents are his. Because when he gets his hands on the ball, he breaks down my entire D. Someone else, they may not make the same type of a play.
Well, we know his talents are very good. Back near his goal line, here's Mayfield. Got a man, it's Schwartz complete. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. And he's going to have a Browns first down as he's got this up to about the 34-yard line.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Flushed out right. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45.
Let's go.
With nowhere to throw it, decided to scramble, and a nice job, CD. Got the yardage that he needed.
Yeah, and his teammates are certainly going to appreciate that effort, even if his coaches don't, because they would have wanted him to slide and protect himself. But he chose team gain over personal protection.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Mayfield. Looking left side, and it's complete. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 31-yard line. Now Mayfield. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here and 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
Some boos coming down right now from this home crowd after that call.
Yeah, that was because of the pass interference call, but for a second there I thought maybe they'd gotten a look at my appearance as Othello in the high school play.
You were Othello?
Not a good one, let me tell you.
Following the penalty, Chum. And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Mayfield to throw it. We'll check on his status. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. John Ross on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Browns go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game, because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he's going to be out of bounds on the return way back at the 11. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. The last time out, another touchdown, and I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the fourth quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this was just about decided.
There he goes, right side. Past the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Anthony Schwartz, 89 yards. And the Browns are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, fair to say that when you're looking at guys that can run like the wind, you often find them at the wide receiver position, and that was special there.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time.
The evidence was right there.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good, and that will extend this big lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no return here for White. It'll be a touchback. Here comes the Falcons offense. It's their first possession of the second half now. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. A shotgun snap for Darnold. And he's going to have the hook up to Gage. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. A first down throw, Darnold. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
Oh, fighting off the defender. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
On second down, far, and he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defense.
And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th. That's number 4, sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie, and that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit third quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board. Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
Mayfield's throw there into the hands of Ross. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good, soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big third quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
Now this throw caught left side, and he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
That's the third time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going, and right now it's paying off with big chunks of yardage as shown by that last play.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Throwing, Mayfield. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about.
Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A big play that time through the air. 37 yards. On the defensive side of the ball, that's the definition of frustrated. You get them to 4th down, and then you allow a chunk play like that in the passing game.
Almost felt as if that play was drawn up in the dirt on the sideline. They pulled that from a game plan that wasn't this game, and they still made it work.
They'll try again with Chubb. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now Mayfield on 3rd and goal. Touchdown, Browns. Anthony Schwartz, his 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Browns add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good, and the lead will swell by 1 more. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no return here for White. It'll be a touchback. Atlanta regains possession of the football. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. On 2nd and very short. Darnold over the middle. That's caught by Ridley. That's just his 2nd catch of the game. They wanted to keep him silent. They have kept him silent.
Defensive football 101. Don't let the best player on offense beat you. Take him out of the game. They've done a great job of doing that.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there. And it's 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
43 is the mic, boy. 43. Check, boy.
Darnold to throw again. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Throwing here on third down, Darnold. And he comes back with one complete. And way down into the red zone before he's dropped inside of Cleveland's 15. A big play there on the catch and run. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. They'll keep it on the ground. Far. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. Here's Darnold. And it's caught. Touchdown. Calvin Ridley with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Falcons are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Extra point right down the middle as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. From his end zone, it's Demetric Felton. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. And again, it's Chubb. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. 76 yards rushing for him now in this one as he is closing in on 1,800 yards for the year. They'll try and wind down some clock with Chubb. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And some room to roam now. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Here's 2nd and 10.
43 is the mic, boy. 43. Point it right. It's got to be
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And a nice pickup there as he'll get about 9, and that will lead us to a stoppage here at the 2-minute warning. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. They run it again with Chubb. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Handoff comes to Chubb. A nifty move on the run, but ultimately stops short of the goal line down at the 2. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
43's the mic.
And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. Line of scrimmage, the 2. They can still get a first down if they just get a yard out of this on 4. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. So they took a chance there on 4th down, and boy, does it pay off. It pays off with 6 points.
Yeah, I have to imagine that they were thinking maybe we can at least get a first down if we don't score. But he decided he didn't want a new set of downs. He just wanted a touchdown.
McLaughlin now to add the PAT. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drive spans 13 plays. And Nick Chubb the one to finish it off as he does so with a touchdown run. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no return here for White. It'll be a touchback. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Darnold now to throw. And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game. From the gun on 3rd down, here's Darnold. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. This is taken around the 12. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. The Browns drive about to get started. And this team continues to stake its claim as Super Bowl favorites. They are now eyeing an 8th straight win as they begin this drive here in the 4th quarter. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. Second down, here's Chubb again. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Browns, they just keep on rolling as they move to 9-2 with a win here. And they will head home next week to take on the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, it's starting to look like it won't be their year as they drop to 5-6. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Seahawks in Seattle.